Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension messages from the angels for the week of July 8th through the 14th, 2024. So, firstly, I would like to thank everyone for returning to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who's new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you're subscribed. Select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and of course, please leave your comments. If during the course of this video you feel called to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. You'll find this link and the others that I will mention in the description area beneath this video. If you'd like to support my channel with a donation, you can go to my current PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. Also, the general monthly angel reading for July is already out, and so hopefully you've seen it. And if you have not, please, that link will be the first one that you will see. So check it out when you have time. And you've noticed that I've changed the description title a little bit. And that reason for that is because what I've been doing all along has been the really important work for me, which is our Ascension path. And so the messages that come through in this reading really, the readings that I've been doing has really been able to support each and every one of us on our Ascension path and that the soul's unique journey, and hopefully offering you insights into yourself, and offering you ways to manage, and most importantly, to stay committed and faithful to the path. And this path is it's a personal ascension, but it's also a planetary ascension. And the Archangel Metatron is the archangel to call upon whenever you really are struggling with what you are perceiving as your ascension process. Because he is the one who is in charge of the ascension process for our entire universe. And he came up in our weekly reading last week, I believe. I know he's come up in my monthly reading for this month. And this month is going to really be, we got the Hangman card, which was titled Awakening. So this gives us a sense of, in this month, that we need an opportunity to really integrate everything that is unfolding. And so, there's a sense of being patient with yourself. This month might seem extra long, as that does affect us when we want to be busy, and productive. And what we really need is time to process, to really be witnessing the present moments of evolution that are taking place within the various areas of your life. And it's also given us a chance to slow down, and also to be open to changing our approach and our responses to sort of the usual conditionings. Most of you have done the work in that you're aware of those changes that need to take place and the patterns that have probably held you back. But now the challenge comes to really to be open to that new and unique way of really implementing the changes. And they keep writing the word expression, and I guess in terms of creativity. Once we're truly our authentic self, and you feel truly comfortable in your own skin, and you've come to truly embrace and accept who you are, the way you are right now, and that everything about you is serving a purpose. And this transcends your judgments and your opinions and the comparisons that you make, in which you struggle or find it difficult to be who you are. It's almost that outer, superficial, similar to that struggle, where you look in the mirror and you just keep seeing things that you don't like, instead of seeing the entirety of yourself, the entire package. But wherever that dislike is coming from, it's coming from the self-talk, through the comparisons that we're making, and constantly looking for something to correct in order that might fix the problem within your lens of observation. When we get up in the morning and we look at ourselves in the mirror or in our minds through some kind of reflection, what our true purpose is to first appreciate the authenticity and the rarity, the unparalleled rarity of everything that is about you, or about yourself. And to see it as a work of art, an ancient work of art. We are so focused on the pristine, new and shiny objects. But we really need, with respects to the soul, we need to be looking at this as a priceless antiquity. You are a priceless antiquity. And with a priceless antiquity, there is, let's say, when you see it, one thing you're going to first observe is it's been used. And not just as in used as in taken advantage of, but used as in value. through every lifetime, you've represented great value. And therefore, you've been serving a purpose in many ways that you understand or like, and in ways that you may not understand and dislike. But your value, your purpose for being, however you were able to be in that moment, the best that you were able to be in that moment, but however you were in those moments was of great value, not just to yourself, but to others. And what you've gone through, you've gained in wisdom and experience, understanding and compassion. You are a priceless antiquity. And when you come to embrace this completely and fully, do yourself a favor and then stop comparing yourself. Stop making those comparisons, because everyone else is a rarity and a antiquity of great value, ancient antiquity of great value. And once you stop doing that, who you are, the power of all that you are, the potential of all that you can be, will start to come together. And you'll be able to share it with a deep sense of love, charity, and service, and freedom, exhilaration. Loving thyself is so important. And it's the greatest amount of the work that needs to be done, and they confirm this, in order to truly set you free on that path of your dreams. It is the medicine for everything that you desire and need. There is no greater purpose than love. And like with all things, whatever we truly desire, we must first start with embracing that within ourselves. Just take a deep breath. Inviting the wisdom, the peace, compassion, and understanding of the universe, of the I am, the source, within you fully at a cellular level, to start integrating this understanding, this wisdom within every fiber of your being. and to start radiating out into the atmosphere of every environment you inhabit, beginning a powerful activation of self-love and love for others and all things, a deep appreciation, recognizing the divine in all things and experiences and people. Remember that peace on earth begins one person, one internal transformation at a time. There may be so many things that frighten us, but it's because of the pieces within ourselves that aren't loved. Because it's easy to feel insecure, inadequate, or lacking in confidence when there are parts of you that are still going unnurtured and loved. Let's see the angel number 963. And the message says, the ascended masters have heard and answered your prayers concerning your career and finances. And that I saw as I was just saying that. And you know, your career is your heart's devotion, you know, your vocation, what you're dedicated to, what drives you, what motivates you and inspires you, what opens your heart and causes you to want to share. All of that with another, to pay it forward, to extend it to others. And finding this self-love will shift how you see yourself and what possibilities or what purpose that represents your full potential. Okay, let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with for this week. And so it's Archangel Joules. Okay. Creating a mess already. No, I'm just joking. And so Archangel Joules is the archangel of the oceans. And as you can see, he's holding a shell. And right now, it almost feels like it's an indication to really listen to your soul. Listen to the emotions that you're expressing at this time. So you might be saying, well, God, recently I've just been feeling bored. I'm just going to remind everybody, it's a really great app. It's a perfect no, but I think it's a great starting point. I mentioned it last week. It's called How I Feel. And it's all about emotional science. There are some videos and some tools. Some of you may know them, some of you may not. But it's sort of like a check-in, and it will pop up on your phone, and then you get to choose sort of like, I can't remember, they're like unpleasant and pleasant. And I think it's sort of like low and high of each. So there's like four. Um, and then when you open them up within that range, and it's just helpful to check in, and then you could probably use it as a journal prompt as well to check in with those emotions. But right now, you know, it looks simple, but I get a feeling when I look at this picture, like we're looking at a technology, a spiritual technology. And this shell sort of represents a protection, right, for the creature that inhabited it. And at the same time, it beckons us to sort of listen. And first of all, know that all of your emotions serve a higher purpose. Your emotions are dialing you in to the awareness that you need to perceive at the moment so that you can make choices that benefit you and align you or realign you with your personal goals and desires. Your emotions help you to know how you are fulfilling your dreams and goals and aspirations, or if you are being distracted. And one of the things that's really interesting as the ascension process accelerates, you're going to find that there's a lot of distractions, a lot of an increase of suffering, whether it's physical or emotional or mental worry. And it's not because, boy, I must have done something wrong. I really must have. I'm failing at my ascension process. I can't keep it together. All this work I've done, I made so much progress on my understanding, and I keep falling for the same traps. No. First of all of this is an indication that you are shaking your ego to its core. You are unsettling your ego so much so that what it's doing is now doing whatever it takes to survive as ego and all that that means. Similarly, the same thing is happening in the world. The world is healing as truth is coming to the light. That truth is very uncomfortable, and it's creating a lot of reactions that probably many people are going to call evil or insanity, chaos. But all that means is that the progress that we're making collectively is working. I mean, it's like an ointment we put on a wound. We would like it not to hurt further, but it's actually working, and so we know it because it's, fighting those germs, and there's a stinging sensation. Of course, there's other things being exposed, but like that's what happens when certain things are exposed. But we must cleanse it, we must purify it so that it will not become infected. So you or I going through things and feeling it more intensely, it's just our purification. So that, and the purging, so that we are no longer infected. And so your patience and your compassion and your understanding and embracing your purpose, embracing the moment with love, and not comparing yourself, because I think that's where the pain really comes from. When everybody else appears to have a productive life, a successful life, and a happy life, because they have all the things that you believe that you want or need. And you see yourself lacking, and then you feel all these other things. Really, what you're doing is you're purging the matrix of the ego. You're purging and purifying yourself, preparing yourself for the higher frequencies. And it's forcing us to, or provoking us to be uncomfortable in order to figure out and discover and be open to and ask for divine intervention to help us unlock that paradigm of freedom, peace, harmlessness, joy, security, but based on truth, based in love. So now is a time, the card says, to align with the highest. And it's easy to sort of go with the lowest, right? Because it's happening, it's confronting you, and we often feel like, okay, I got to defend myself, I'm not being respected, and so on 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 and so on. All of that is just a response to all that inner self-talk, to the lack of self-love, or to the degree to which you are, well, yeah, it's just to the degree of what, or to the degree of what kind of neglect we have still going on inside of us. And this is not, again, a punishment. This is not any way a commentary by the angels on your inability to do the work well enough. You're doing everything you need to do. But the thing is that the ascension process, every facet of it and every step and stage must be your choice. They cannot enforce this upon you. They can't, they can't, yeah, it's sort of like they can guide you only when you ask, but still it has to be you that chooses the right path. Meaning that the things that are those projections of our ego are our responsibility to bring into balance. And I guess another way of looking at this is, isn't it always better that you do your own homework than to have somebody else do it for you? Like when you do the work yourself, it sticks with you, right? You really learn from it. and you discover the tools that were always within you that you've been carrying. Your soul is carrying the tools through many lifetimes because you were chosen for this time because of your unique and rare gifts and those tools that are priceless. Your mastery is what allowed you to even be able to incarnate. So you have master tools. And that you, through your free will, choose to utilize them is what will make them possible for others to also be able to witness and choose from. But every soul has their own. And we will achieve the planetary ascension. It's well underway and has already reached a critical mass for it to be carried out. So there's no doubt about that. So we all have to sort of relax within ourselves a bit and trust that all is well. Not that it will be, but all is well. And go with the flow of your own evolution, your own process. But the key is to be present with it and try not to let yourself be driven by the past or worries about the future. Okay, let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. Okay, and we have the Sun card. And this is probably one of the few cards where there's just so much open, sunlit skies. And of course, this golden orange energy, which is Archangel Metatron's energy and the work that he does in the great central sign of Helios, where the light codes are created for this universe and the divine blueprint for our ascension process. And so the sense of right now is just allowing your light to sort of pour out, to not hold anything back. And that is to say, let your soul do the work. Let it process. And what you just need to do is let it go through, let it flow through you. And know that as you do, if you hold anything, you store it and it festers, right? So right now is a time to really let everything flow. Just let it radiate. And to, it's also, you can process your negative emotions through creativity, through exercise, through meditation, through a hobby, and preferably through writing, through laughter, and preferably multiple ones, not just relying on one. I know I tend to just rely on my meditation practice and things like that, but I'm hearing this too. So really try to get several modalities going where you are able, that helps you to release and express and to shine brighter. And remember to call upon Archangel Metatron to help you to lighten your frequency. You can call upon him and he will radiate this golden orange light through your chakras and to help raise your frequency. You can call upon Archangel Joules to help you just to go with the flow and to be open to where that flow is going and to trust. Maybe just imagine yourself just floating on a river and totally trusting the currents, that the currents are actually the heart of the universe, helping you to bring into form your deepest desire. And here comes that Hangman card again. So, to me, this is saying, don't push. Relax into the waves. Feel the energy of your soul and the wavelengths, the bandwidths of frequency that it is soothing you into. Take this time. So as things are processing through you and as you're doing things to help you to process, that part is important. That's not pushing against. That's actually helping you to process and to integrate. But there's also a need to just really be in an observation mode, to try to be as neutral as possible. So, it's interesting, like I was watching this voice teacher on Instagram, and it struck me, it's like she was saying as the whole time for the singer is, really to allow the body to do less, or for singing, as you're singing, to become more and more, how am I trying to say this? To become more and more relaxed and to be less effort, right? To be about less effort. So as, say, something erupts in your life in a day or in a moment, what your first job is to step off the gas pedal, so to speak, and just let there be less effort and to see where things are going, to understand why things are happening the way they are. Connect heart to heart and let your communication happen at the heart level. Listen to the emotions, like Archangel Joules, the shell. Listen to the emotional information and wisdom that is happening in those circumstances. It's like you get that, oh, I see. When you truly listen to someone, you'll understand what's creating this for them. You may or may not be able to do anything about it, but at least it will no longer be personal for you. And maybe at the right time, when things have settled down, you'll be able to show them that you've heard them and that you understand. And that will bring about enormous peace. Here we have the Six of Water. And this is interesting because this cloud has the memory of if there's a face in the clouds, if you can see that. And here we see a lot of, sort of, I don't know if I want to call these, but they are dark clouds, but they almost seem like they're evening clouds, right? Like, at the end of the day. And sometimes it gives me a sense of things passing, the day is ending. And at the end of the day, does it, what do we let go of? What mattered and what doesn't really matter, right? And so we got to start putting things like that in perspective as well. There was one exercise that was called time travel in that tools on that app, and what it did was it just said, okay, how do you feel right now? Okay, and then a week from now, how will you feel about this situation looking back on it from a week from now? And then the same thing a month from now, then 6 months from now, and then of course a year from now. How much does this situation really matter? Did it matter? And maybe what did you really learn from the situation? And so in a way, you need to do the same thing with things that are bothering you profoundly in the moment. How much does it matter to your overall peace of mind? And how much of that is you keeping it active for yourself? And at the end of the day, what really mattered? Go back and really focus on what really mattered to you. And what did you really want to accomplish? And can you accomplish this if you're holding on to that? And where is this really coming from? Is this about the present? Or is this about a tape that you've been playing since you were small, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger and more grotesque, that voice? And this is the thing that we really need to look at in this moment. Everything is happening for a reason, and your soul is still shining as bright as the sun. And behind the clouds, the sun is still shining. Even in the sunset, the sun is still shining bright. So life in that way, in that sense, is eternal. Your dreams and your goals are what's eternal for you. But the pressure you put on yourself is not. And how can you let that go? And what do you need to let go? And in what way? And see, this helps you to get back into the flow, helps you to align with the highest. Even if you're not going to handle it perfectly as what you came to understand through wisdom, you are forever shifted, no matter how slightly that shift has occurred for you. But the potential for it to continue to expand, and it will, because it cannot once the door has been opened. The only thing that can happen is that will expand for you. The timing of it depends on you. When it will bloom into full season, the gifts of it. All right. And so, this is interesting. The Rider of Water, the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck, which is the Knight of Cups. And so we have this Archangel Joules energy here today. We actually have two water. So this really is about how how we're moving forward emotionally. What do you want? What are you carrying with you right now on your mission? Because you're in the midst of your mission, and being aware of what you're carrying and what you don't want to carry forward. And better, what do you want to really carry forward? And allowing that to be your intention and your goal. So that this helps you to process, release with more more intently, and have more clarity about how you're choosing to show up in every situation now and in the future. And it becomes the new work to maintain it so that you can eventually grow into it as through a practice and steady progress. It's progressive, they write. And we have the same, but here's that sun energy coming back in the sun card. And the Knight of Cups really follows their hearts, that follows their heart, their aspiration. Love is their purpose. And right now, this just goes back to what I think we said at the beginning. Love is your purpose right now. Self-love, love of an appreciation of your life and everything that you have, even if it's little, but you have it. You can count on it. You can work with it. You can use it to build upon. And learning to love others. This is the focus, the central idea of our ascension process. And whatever suffering, whether it's physical or emotional or mental, that we're going through, is to purge us of our fears, our ego, that everything is about us. No, it's about the collective. And it's about the divine plan and will that all will be unified once again, live in total freedom, peace, and harmony. Okay, so I send you lots of love and pray that you find clarity and wisdom and understanding in your emotional intelligence this week, and that you'll be patient in the gifts that you will receive, preparing you for the next stage of happiness and joy. God bless you and have a beautiful week.